Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Bad Players podcast. As always, I'm Dave here with Brandon and Andrew. Excited to start episode 2 with you guys. We got a couple deck lists, a couple cards to talk about today. But before we get into that, let's do a quick little locals review and talk about what we played. Brandon, you want to go first?
Sure. So this week, play 3 rounds of locals using Amber Steel mid range. It's not really my colors. Don't usually play Amber Steel, but it's a. So I went 2-1. Did I go 2-1? I went 2-1. Playing the non-aggro version. Do we have the deck list on screen?
Yeah, I can put it up.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, this is what I played. Um,
Did it work?
just Yeah, quick summary points. I can't really deal with aggro very well. Just gonna be straight up with this deck. So the original deck list had daisies, 4 daisies, and the forecast Tinkerbell that had a BR guess on the body. And I found those to be too slow. While it did draw me cards, and Daisy just being a crazy aggro card, this deck is not an aggro deck, so I had to kind of be real with myself, and I took Daisy out. And instead, I put in the Vanellope shift line and the Aerial shift line. Both were much better upgrades to the deck. They played much more comfortably, more consistent. And and I also added 2 mob song. I don't know if you guys find this a meme card, but I've added 2 mob song. I played it once, and it did its job. Deal 3 damage to 3 different characters. So it just adds into that control aspect. I played against Edge, not using Edge is one of our uh,
Community members.
local players, community members. He shows up every week. Awesome guy. And he was playing a similar version to this, but it was like aggro with a bit of mid range. So he had Big Tinkerbell, Captain Hook, Tiana's, and only draw was invited to the ball. So you could play something like that instead of all the BR guests and This Is My Family, but I opted to play those just for better digging.
Do you think
And yeah,
do you think like adding so you just don't want to you don't want to add docs, you don't want to try what's the other Tinkerbell for the shift Tinkerbell, um, any of those options, or you think that just
right. Yeah, you could definitely use a Shift Tinkerbell. I think Andrew will touch on it later on. You try Shift Tinkerbell. Obviously, Tinkerbell is just such an insane card that was in rotation right now. I just think it's just a good card on its own, even if you don't shift. So that's what I was aiming for. I had lanterns in the deck, and I absolutely love the lanterns. It's basically your Amber Tipo or Sail. It feels like a Ram card. Basically, is a Ram card, and you're opting to take a turn off in the early stages to play these big bombs like Namari and Tinkerbell 1 turn early. So you don't really need the shift that often. And like I said, Doc just feels like such a strong Amber Steel aggro card. You can play him in Purple Steel mid range too, but as I was going for these heavier singers, I figured Be Our Guest, Beyond the Horizon, and This Is My Family, and like I said, Mob Song just blended in with the deck so well because of how high cost our characters are. Like even shift Vanellope, you shift her, she sings. She adds to the four cost of singing together. So you get a lot of value from this. I never had like any problem singing any of these songs. Um, but yeah, I guess there were some scenarios where you would want like the cheap draw from Doc, and I feel that that's where the deck lacks a little bit. Give a very key pointer to anybody who wants to try this. Uh, when you're playing against an aggro deck, you're often looking for your strengths of a Raging Fire, and if you're casting spells like Be Our Guest and This Is My Family, you can only pick characters. So if you find the strength in the top 4 or 7 cards using these spells, your strength, which is like one of your only few removal spells, goes to the bottom of your deck. And there are a lot of times during my Amber Steel matchup, which is the game I lost, I desperately needed the strengths, and I just bottomed them with Be Our Guest. And this is my family, so that's where it felt very awkward. But other than that, the deck ran very smoothly and very consistency when it came to drawing cards and just playing big characters.
Does Invited to the Ball also bottom deck? I forget.
Yeah, put it around deck.
Darn. Yeah, the synergy there is just non-existent with the spells.
Yeah, it feels very bad, but
I mean,
undeniably,
it's fun. I got to.
strength is like S tier removal in this rotation meta. You kind of need it in
Yeah,
every steel deck.
yeah. I mean, the deck's fun. I got to play with it a little bit in testing as well. And the deck's fun as long as you're not getting punched in the throat by a couple daisies on turn one, turn two,
Yeah,
or
that
Rhino even.
sums it up pretty well. Very fun deck.
Yeah.
Great elements of control, but
Yep.
if you're facing a super strong aggro deck, it falters to itself. Like I said, bottoming your own removal spells is not good.
I think when you initially build this, the whole reason you kind of wanted to was specifically because lanterns still exist, and you're like, this is still a good card. Did you prove yourself right? Is it still a good card?
Yeah, of course, it's
Yeah,
amazing. I
yeah,
think it's
that's good.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. That was the whole goal
Uh,
whenever we built this, just to see if lantern was kind of good. So if it's true, then we did half the job.
yeah, I mean, one line of play was Rhino on or Vanellope on turn one. You then play Lantern on turn two, play a Mulan, draw, discard, and then on turn three you get to either shift Rhino or just hard cast the Rhino using the Lantern discount.
Yeah,
And then basically from there, turn three Rhino setting up into more singers is just yeah, you get very comfortable.
yeah. It seems really really nice. Cool. Ah, fun deck. Try this one out at locals if you guys want to have some fun. It's also a little bit more budget friendly. Not have to get the daisies. Obviously, Namari is still kind of expensive, but Namari is a really good card too. So you should just probably have those anyway. And then Andrew, what did you play this week?
Oh, I played an ally deck again, but this time I added my favorite card in the whole game, which is Mama Odie. So I
Odie
played on
is an
Tuesday.
ally.
Yeah, I mean she's not actually an ally, but I put her in the ally deck and she worked. So I played on Tuesday. I went 3-0 and I didn't drop a game, so I actually went 6-0. And
Nice.
it's a really dumb deck, but yeah, I think it's super fun. I think it's a deck with a lot of complex lines, which makes it super fun.
Now, would
But
you recommend this
ultimately,
to a beginner?
uh, probably not, just
Okay.
because of how like dumb the deck runs. But it opens up the world to like all kinds of crazy possibilities, which is why I find it super fun.
Can you give us a
So
standard
I mean,
opening?
yeah.
What
So
do you want the line to be?
basically, Jasmine on two is, I think, in the next set going to be one of the strongest things in any blue steel deck. Even if you're not running a super high amount of allies, I feel like she might still make it the most blue steel decks just because of how strong she is. But okay, basically with this deck, you want to set up a singer on two. So either Jasmine on two after, so you play turn one Jasmine into shift Jasmine on two, or a Tipo on two, because either one of those allow you to play Mama Odie on three and then sing one jump ahead immediately. So for those who don't know what Mama Odie does, she basically turns any song you play into a one jump ahead. So she says, whenever you play a song, you may put the top card of your deck into your Inkwell Exerted. So what this does is, for example, when I was facing like aggro deck, when they have a Daisy on the board, I completely ignored it because I knew by turn four I would get a Tinkerbell down if I had it in my hand. And then if I don't have it in my hand and I have the Jasmine line, Jasmine allows me to dig 3 cards deep to find the Tinkerbell. So like for example, turn one, Small Jasmine. Turn 2, Shift Jasmine, which she can immediately quest to help you find the Tinkerbell. And then on turn 3, you drop Mama Odie, which and then you sing one jump ahead with Jasmine, so that adds 2 ink to your inkwell. So by turn 4, when you ink for turn, you have 6 ink in your inkwell, and then you play a Tinkerbell,
It's
which is
kind of
just
insane.
crazy. Yeah. And then you have docks because all of this, uses a bunch of cards, so your hand is just getting depleted. But you have dock to refill your hand.
Mm-hmm. Kind of
And
beyond the horizon, I
honestly,
guess.
yeah, and I felt quite comfortable in most games. Like I never really felt like I was low on cards. Especially when you face aggro decks and they're daisying. Like in the past I used to be pretty like scared of daisies because of how quick they gain your opponent lore, but now whenever they quest and I get to draw a card, I'm just happy.
Yeah.
I
Are there any
think
things that? Go ahead.
I think the Doc Mines package is gonna be pretty significant in the next set in the core, because like previously it was part of like one of the strongest meta decks when it was in part of Steel Song, and you still have all three like Doc Happy and the Mines available, and the amount of removal and flexibility with the passive lore gain is just so strong. And I think like any steel deck that, if you have slots to fill and you don't really know what you want to do, I don't think you can go wrong with the Docs Mines package. Yeah.
Right off the bat, is there anything that you would change after playing the last this week? Are you gonna change anything for next
Yeah.
week?
Yeah, I'm not sure about Mufasa and Namari. I think they're great cards, but this whole deck really runs off of the cards that make an impact when they hit the board, like Tinkerbell and Vincenzo having a on the play ability makes it really strong. So Namari was really strong, but sometimes like I felt like she was a bit slow. So I think she's an incredible card, but maybe not in this deck. So maybe upping the count of Vincenzo might be the play, and then dropping Mufasa to drop the uninkable count might be the idea in the future. But I mean, there are plenty of characters in these colors that I can add, like for example, 7-drop Arthur to make the Tinkerbell even stronger.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, or Hades is one of the obvious
Oh, true.
choices.
I actually didn't even think about that till you just said it now.
Yeah.
And Hades is like my favorite card.
So, because if you're taking out Mufasa and you want to keep the same uninkable count, you can just throw into Hades, which is probably a lot stronger, but not as fun as Mufasa. So,
Yeah,
depends if you want to have more fun or if you want to have a stronger deck.
yeah. It almost feels like the room you have in the deck in this type of deck is like kind of limited because you need the combo pieces of like the Jasmine line, the OD, special number of songs, the Mines and Doors package, and then
Yeah.
Tinkerbell's just a really good card. Vincenzo's just a really good
Yeah.
card, and that gives you like 8 spots, maybe 10 spots of like wiggle room. Which at the end of the day is 2 cards. If you really do it, it's 4-4 and you know 4-4 and 2, so it's 3 cards. So
Yeah.
it's different, but it's cool. I mean, talking on locals, you're just having so much fun playing this deck. Um, for anyone who wants to try this, I don't even think I can still play this right. Like the only person who can play this right is Andrew. So if you guys
No,
want to
even
try
I make
this,
mistakes, but like
like
even while I'm
practice.
playing, I will do something and then immediately realize, oh, actually, there's a better line.
It doesn't
But
matter. You're still
yeah,
winning.
I recommend, and like anyone who wants to try it should try it, because you will definitely be playing the game in a different way, and I think it was just super fun. So
Yeah, I think the best part about the OD decks, um, it makes you play Lorcana differently. It's like that's a really, really good way to put it. You play differently than you're used to, and I think it's kind of cool. Awesome. This is I definitely suggest trying this. It's a lot of fun. Hard but fun. And then for locals, I played Blurple. I went 6-0. Brandon borrowed my deck on Saturday. Also went 6-0. Haven't dropped a game in 2 weeks now. I haven't really changed much. Just waiting for set 9 to come out to update the list. So we'll get that to you once we kind of figure out what it's going to be. But deck lists aside, we wanted to highlight some cards to talk about from set 9. We have a few reprints, a few new cards to talk about. But right off the bat, talk about the most polarizing card, everyone's favorite card coming out of the new set. Awesome Enchanted. Great movie. Powerline. Thumbs up for Powerline. Thumbs down for Powerline. How do you guys feel?
I just think the card is.
I'm gonna
super
go
strong.
controversial and give it a middle.
A middle? What if I add an Under the Sea with it? Now does it get a thumbs up?
45 degrees.
45 degrees. I'll take it. Let's start with Andrew. Andrew, do you out of 10, how do you rate Powerline? Do you think it's going to be impactful, or do you think this is going to be one of those cards that like everyone's super hyped for? They play it for 3 weeks and realize it kind of isn't good.
I think it's gonna be good just because it's in red. So maybe not the Under the Sea, but like with a Pirate's Life, and now you get B King as well. So like RA maybe because it's no, I don't know. I think it's a great card, but I'm gonna need to think about what decks run with it well.
I mean, a shift 4 singer 9. So on 4 you have to sing a 9 cost song. It can't sing Mob Song. Maybe that's why Brandon thinks it's bad.
Yeah.
But it just that stat line's crazy. It's also a 4-mana 6/4.
Okay. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. Let's think about
how do I mute you?
What can go wrong with this card. Like it
I
caught
will tell you what
it
go wrong.
caught eyeballs. Okay, look, we all know it caught eyeballs when this thing came out, and
I'll tell you where it's bad. You ready? You just don't let it shift. That's it. When we tested with when I tested with the red green deck, if you just get rid of the shift power line, like the baby one, the deck loses. You can't do anything. So if everyone's gonna play steel and play strength, then target the baby power lines. That's it. And
how big is the 2-cost power line? What's the stats?
It's a 4/2.
Is it?
And
yeah, the 4/2
and
rush.
and it gets
Oh, and
rushed
there's
when you play a song.
What?
4/2 with the
Oh,
rush, and then what's the other one?
Kinda sucks.
2/3 or a 3/2.
I gotta pull up the
It's
dream board.
easily removable. Yeah, I don't know. I love the card. I love the movie. I think them adding this movie is like it made me like the game for Disney again instead of just trying to be competitive. Like I just absolutely love the movie, and I think the Enchanted is sick. But I kind of think people are over.
Damn, 3/2. So it just gets fired the cannons. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's you have
Okay, it
to
doesn't
shift
suck,
with it.
but
You have to shift with it, or else it does not get the value. Because on 6, what would you rather play?
you could turn 3. You could turn 3, play power the 3-cost power line, shift on 4.
Yeah, strength. It's it.
Okay,
It's,
but not everyone's playing strength.
On turn 3,
At least the 3-cost one doesn't die to
on
mines,
turn,
right?
On turn 3, if you were on the draw, right, Blurple has Elsa, free removal. Because they're inking for 5. So the two most popular decks, the two most popular colors, just easily remove it. It's hard. It's going to be harder than people think. That's it. That's my big comment. That's my Brandon side of things. My Andrew side of things is, oh my god, this card looks so cool. But I don't know. I was ready to just absolutely demolish this Amber Steel deck, and I got back-to-back strength, and I couldn't do anything. Like it. I didn't realize how much of a crutch it was.
In a way, he feels like a liability in your hand because he comes down for 6 if you don't shift.
Yeah,
He doesn't do anything for a whole turn,
but I'd rather
and
play Shark on 6.
Shark.
If you're
Yeah.
not
he
shifting with
plays
him,
Shark on
why
6.
play him?
If you don't have Shark.
Well, that's true. Shark is
Okay, well,
very
okay.
expensive now.
Well, can you play Powerline in another color that's not green that could possibly help Powerline a bit more? I know green has a lot of these nice tempo songs like Mother Knows Best and You're Welcome to go very nicely with Powerline and even Max Goof. Max Goof is now
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
it's naturally. It's also the starter deck does it. Like it's naturally
exactly, yeah.
putting them together.
So if these decks are so reliant on the shifts, and this is a format where you can just Elsa strength or I don't know in late game Hades something away. Uh, maybe there's a conversation for another video, but is there something that Powerline can combo with like another color that might be a bit better that lets him stay on the board for a bit longer or has more impactful cards? Because I've seen lists that use steal where you kind of control the board before they control yours, and if they choose to spend their turn removing a power line, then it's not so bad, right? Because you have other characters on board and they have nothing else. So food for
Anyway,
thought.
Three cost power line has a stat line of 4/3.
Not
four
too
So
two
it
bad.
doesn't.
three. Is that
Yeah.
that's not the one that has rush though. The 4-2 one has rush, right?
No, that's the one with
There's no
rush.
4-2 one.
Oh. So it's 4-3. That's
4-3.
still
So it's
strengthable, but I know you mean. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I think to Brandon's point is yes, this combo on screen is really good, and it will win you games. The odds of having power line, baby power line, not die, shift, being able to sing under the sea is gonna be low, just purely statistical.
Let me make a quick comparison between this power line combo under the sea and maybe Andrew's Mama Ode deck. Can your Mama Ode deck still function and compete and contest the board if you play your Ode and they remove it?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. Yeah, you
normally
see.
she's a distraction. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she's
Mama
bait.
Ode, while she's such a crazy powerful ramp card, you if they remove it, you're not out of the game. You've got a
Yeah.
shifted Jasmine on board, and you can kind of just ramp into your Vincenzo or Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Powerline, if you remove the shift, it's a bit awkward for you. As much as a bit like Mama Ode, where it can get out of hand and ramp you to these big characters. You know, Powerline sinks under the sea. If you don't shift, it then feels very off tempo for you.
Moving on.
Terrible card.
Don't think it's terrible. I think to Brandon's point is don't get stuck with red green. Expand the colors. Try some other things. My moving on. We have a few more cards to show you. We're talking about some amber cards now. Brandon's definitely gonna roast me because I put Daisy Duck in here.
How do I mute you?
Shit. I just love this card. I think that a 4 mana make your character discard a card in a color that doesn't have removal is just really good. I think if you have room in an amber steel deck, I don't see why playing this card would not be a bad thing. Also, in sealed, this card is insane. For all of you people attending releases of Fabled, if you can draft this or open this, this is a 100% in your deck. This
It's a
card,
C tier card at best. I'm sorry.
it is an A tier in sealed, B plus in standard, an F in infinity.
Okay, hypothetical
Yeah.
situation to all the new players. If you're unsealed and your opponent just plays 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, and they all happen to quest for 2, Your Daisy comes down, you discard a card, and then you just keep questing. I'm just saying, I don't know how this is crazy and sealed. Prove me
It's
wrong.
crazy. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to just try it. You're gonna have to just play it. You're gonna have to draft it.
Okay.
Um,
I'll take your word for it. I'll draft it for you.
do it. Yeah, play it in the event on next weekend. Uh, Spoiler, we'll talk about that later. And then Brandon picked this card, the Aurora. Um, I think it's a self-explanatory good. I think this putting this in here was Brandon's warning label of like, hey, this card exists. Heads up.
Yeah, I agree. It's just better version. It's a better version of the old what was it? Goofy? No, Pluto. Yeah, the
Pluto.
one drop Pluto. But this is inkable. Its stats are better. And if you're gonna put it in a deck, it's gonna be full of princesses or queens, so it's gonna work almost every time.
Yeah,
And it's not a tap. I mean, it's not an exert ability. It's a quest ability, which
yeah, you're
means you
guaranteed a
get the
lore.
lore. So
Yeah, it's a better Pluto. It's a great way to put it. It's a much better Pluto.
yeah.
Any more comments on this one, Brandon, or you're just like this card is good?
Uh, Other than the conditional princess or queen, great card, amazing art, and I think we'll see this in a lot of Amber Steel decks.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think this
there
is
are
going to be
plenty
a
of
4 of.
great princesses and queens in the game anyway. So
Yeah,
Tiana's a princess.
Tiana's a princess. There's
We're in trouble now,
a
boys.
few blue princesses, right, Brandon?
Yes, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that next video. But okay. Now for another self-explanatory Dumbo.
I think Dumble's good.
Dumbo's
Good
good.
card, good card.
Good card.
So Dave, as the Blurple player, are you going to see him as a 4 of in the Blurple deck?
I am still indecisive. I actually think he is going to be better with Ruby.
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
that using him, uh, when I think Blurple's pinnacle point in the game is your turn 3 or your 4 drop. Turn 1, turn 2, ramp, turn 4. And your options on turn 4 is 5/5 Scrooge, Genie, Evasive, Draw 2, Iago. That's like the most 3. And then on turn 5, I'm either drawing cards with Finders Keepers, I'm moving damage counters with Bell, or I'm exerting something with Elsa. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I don't know where Dumbo fits in. Playing him on 4 is great and lets me draw a card, but I feel like I'd rather have Genie for the 4 health because it's in when you play draw, and I can still challenge and move damage counters, or I can still challenge with Elsa afterwards. I actually don't think he's going to be a 4 of. I still think this card is insane, but I actually don't think he's going to be a 4 of. I think he might be a 2 of.
I see him more as a 5 drop. So like, for example, you
Yeah,
play your Genie in 4, and then when you play Dumbo, you have an extra ink available to like use the second ability, where now your Genie will draw you a card using the second ability.
that's true. Could look at it like that.
Does Dumbo feel like a win more card?
It does feel like a win more card. I think it's needed in Ruby. I think pairing it with the evasive Ruby deck that we see in Infinity and add more evasives in that, I think that's good. Because the evasive Ruby deck doesn't have the luxury of running Finders Keepers. You can't run Finders Keeper deck, it's too slow. I think having Dumbo with the lower cost evasives give it benefit.
I could see that. I agree. So why would somebody play the red purple evasives deck when there is a damage counters moving deck We saw Dom finish second place at the community event with a very strong damage counters deck.
Mhm.
Dumbo doesn't seem to really fit that deck, just because obviously one, there's not that many evasives, and he doesn't seem to fit the game plan all that much. So, do we think that we're gonna see a uptick in a red red purple evasive deck when there's already so many strong damage moving decks? Well, yeah, Ruby Amethyst moving deck.
I oof. I think that the damage counter decks is just a 5 to 8 deck. I think we lose it when Set 9 comes out. A lot more, at least. It's really good against Amber Steel, and I think against other things it tends to fall a bit by the wayside. And with the success that the evasive decks have in Infinity, I see people trying to recreate that, as much as possible.
Thoughts, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of ways to make Dumbo absolutely broken, and I'm not really thinking of much yet, but I still think it's a good card.
I do think it's a good card. I think, yeah, I still think it's a good card. But yeah, I think it's better in not blurple, unfortunately.
I think Ariel's a good card though.
Yeah, let's talk about Ariel so we can focus on what does this go in? Does this go in the without friends? I don't think this goes in Ruby Amethyst. I think this goes in RA. But I think it goes in Ruby Steel.
I think it's quite a flexible card
Mhm.
because giving it's not until the end of your turn, it's until the start of your next turn. So even in a like aggro shell, just protecting one of your one drops that quest for 2 or something is possible. So it's kind of flexible. I'm not sure what shell she's gonna be the strongest in yet, but I like the card.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's just a good card. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's just a good reprint. Good card.
That's a strength.
It does that strength.
All right, next up.
But it also sings strength. So
Yeah, it tree cost sings a bunch of songs.
could
Even
put
in
it
a like
in red blue Mama Odie.
yeah,
Turn 3
maybe I'll
play
look on that.
Ariel.
We'll
Turn
see.
Yeah,
4 play Mama
Maybe.
Odie. Sing one jump with Ariel. Give Odie evasives and it's protected for a whole turn.
it's pretty good. Yeah, you can
There's
ink her on
yeah, there's
turn 3 to play Mama Ode. Yeah.
Oh,
mhm.
Brandon's
I don't know
enamored
what
with
to
that.
tell you. I just feel like I don't think she's good.
This was
I
your
get
pick.
I get this is my pick. This is not my pick. I picked her for Red Steel specifically.
Yeah, I think she's better in Red Steel for
Yeah,
sure.
I
Okay,
can see
do
her
we
in red
have
steel
the Steel Ariel?
because
I
I
didn't put.
mean you
Oh
can
no, I
shift.
didn't put a steel emerald in the image. Do you want me to pull
Okay.
up a
Anyways,
steel Ariel?
what the card I'm referring to is a 6 cost shift 4 Steel Ariel, who very conveniently fits in the curve in a Red Steel deck. So we play Ariel on 3. You could possibly shift the bigger Ariel on 4, and then you have this very very difficult to remove body. I think she's a 3/8. And as I mentioned earlier about Red Steel, kind of play in the same shell as Powerline, right? So it's something to try out. I still don't like that it's just a 3 cost 2/3 that doesn't impact the board. But that's just me thinking about my horror stories against Amber Steel aggro.
Mhm. And I think the only reason why we're bringing up like reprints that previously did not see any play is because I think we all agree that the core format is going to be weaker than what we were previously playing, which was Infinity before all the new sets came out. Which is why, like, Dave previously brought up the Daisy, which did not see any play, but he thinks is going to see play now. I am on the same boat as Brendan, and I don't think the Daisy is that great.
So mean to me.
But this aerial, which previously also didn't see any play, I think does have a chance in maybe this red steel shell, especially with that aerial Sonic Warrior having a 8 you know
A.B.A.D is huge,
eight,
and
yeah.
I think one thing that maybe we're forgetting is that with there's so many good 3 power, 3 strength cards that are just better now. Now that Madame Medusa's gone.
Yeah.
I think remember when we first started playing a lot more and started getting more competitive, and we're talking, the question was to all of us. I mean, we could scroll back into like our group chats, and it's just like, does this? I said that's cool, but it dies to Madame Medusa. It dies to Madame Medusa over and over again. It just dies Medusa. Now we have the chance that it doesn't, so that this 6 drop Ariel is just good, just really good now. I think.
Mhm.
So, one last card to talk about, which I feel like is a. I haven't seen it in many decks that I've seen come out yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, but I kind of think this card's good.
I
I
agree.
don't know. Brandon, yes, no? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Is this the first time there's a shift higher than the actual cost? It is, right?
Yes.
I assume so, yeah.
That's kind of cool, I guess.
I think
I
this gets just a good card. I don't know,
It's a
but
finisher, yeah.
it might be. I don't know if I consider it a win more card. Not
I
quite as
think
much as Dumbo.
it kind of turns the game a little if you're in the right position, right? If you can kind of like surprise shift and it suddenly becomes a 5/5 evasive.
Yeah.
You could banish a bunch of evasives with a 5/5 evasive, and if you really want to quest for 4 on that same turn or next turn, and 4 is a fifth of the game, right? So it's pretty
Yeah.
it's
I
pretty
think
crazy.
the biggest problem with this card is it's only being shifted. So it's ink in
Yeah, it's a bad card on its own. 3
yeah,
costs 2/2.
yeah. But there's so many shiftable options, which is really good. And I think that yeah, what's what I'm looking for, increases its market value.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it's
What
kind of a little bit
what's
hinky yet.
the best colors to pair with this?
I
Uh,
think steel is
Probably
the
steel.
Go right.
only.
Yeah, we got one drop Mickeys, I think, and 2 drop Mickeys.
There's a
You have
do we
1-drop Mickey with resist,
resist, right?
and
Yeah.
then there's the 2-drop Mickey with when you play this character, give chosen character challenger 2.
Are there any other colors? I don't think so, right?
There are Mickeys in red, but the lowest cost one would be 3. And then in green, you
Mickey
have
itself,
only one
yeah.
option, which is the 3/4.
The steamboat pilot.
Yeah. And
You know,
then
the more I'm thinking about it, I'm starting to see like a very fun semi-competitive deck where you throw in the 2 cost 1/1 Mickey that when it banishes a character in challenge, play a character for free from your hand.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
So you could even, if you want, throw in the 10/10 bodyguard Mickey. Which, by the way, somebody managed to play that 10/10 bodyguard Mickey against me, banish my whole board. It was amazing. I managed to get rid of it though, but not before they quested for 5.
That's funny. Um, yeah, I think there's a lot of creativity you can have with it. Um, but overall, I think this is a sleeper card. I think there is a chance to make this good, despite it not having. I feel like there's a lot of eyes on it because it's iconic, not because hey, this is a good card. So I wanted to highlight that, see if it's a good card.
I think it has potential, but
Yeah.
it's more complicated than you know it initially seems.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. There's more to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, Quest for 4 is just busted, so
Yeah, that's a lot. Cool.
because as soon as you're able to shift it, you're gonna quest with it immediately. Like I can't really think of any other.
Yeah, in almost every scenario, right?
What on turn 5 removes this Mickey?
Um, Hades.
Damn. Hades
I
has
think
answered
in most
everything.
scenarios, it's about removing the shift target.
Yeah, probably. The
But
moment
not
I
if your
see
whole
those
deck is like Mickey's,
colors,
right?
I mean, you could. There's a ton of steel Mickeys. A ton of steel Mickeys. How do I find this? One, two, three, four, five. Five?
Yeah, very playable. Kind of just waiting
Five.
for
And
Edge to put 4 of these in his deck.
of those, two are really playable. One is cool. The one. The enchanted for that's so cool
Yeah.
though. I love that enchanted.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see what we can cook up with it.
Yeah.
Tune in for next episode.
True.
Where we make this card playable.
Exactly.
So
Making it playable.
that brings us to about a wrap for today's video. We're gonna have a deck list video coming out later this week, where we've been really focused on set 5 to 8 plus because that's what we've been playing here in Singapore. But we are going to start with the release right next week. We are going to start focusing on set 9 deck lists, full deck list for you guys to try online with your friends, with proxies, and when the cards get released officially for that. And if you are in Singapore and have nothing to do next weekend, Hideout, the place where we like to play, is doing a 2-day event over in Suntech, room 300 and 301. 2-day event. First day is a sealed event. The second day is going to be a final 1 to 8 infinity event. We have a good amount of signups so far. It should be a lot of fun. There'll be side events. There's these prizes, door prizes, chance to stamps and redeem. Same stuff we talked about last week as well. Should be a lot of fun. So if you guys are around, feel free to come by. If you guys want to sign up before the event, you can hop on to Hideout's website, buy a ticket. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Andrew, you're not going to be there though, are you?
No, unfortunately not.
So I need Brandon to make sure that he plays daisies then.
Yeah.
Or
Just
one of you could try Odie.
grudgingly pick up the forecast with Daisy.
Sure. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.